Hey, my name is Sean. Welcome to Echoes and Eternity Bourbon. You always think when you see a list that you're in trouble.
That's why today I am going to talk about 4 lists that you can create immediately to make your life easier.
So, there's the honeydew lists that my wife will generously put out for me to make sure that I have something to do when I have some off time. She just does not want me to feel like I'm not needed or wanted, so I get honeydew list time. And that's cool. I mean, that's part of it. And then there's your personal must do lists. And then, if the last couple of videos, if you've noticed, there was kind of my best finds and bourbons that I appreciated that I was able to collect in 2023. There was a video about the 5 bourbons that I'm kind of staying away for in 2024. But as I thought about it, I said, you know what? I like to prioritize things and I like to put things down. So I got a top 10 list of the bourbons that I want to hunt in 2024. Now, before we get into that, if you haven't, please like, comment, and subscribe. I love the comments. I try to answer every single one of them. It gives me great feedback on things. Subscribers, you guys help me so much in so many different ways because you're when you subscribe, you become more active in the channel, and we can have great conversations and things like that. And liking it helps it get out to other people. And I appreciate all that. You guys do a great job. My Patreons, you guys are fantastic. I tell you all the time, you're the backbone of what we do. And I appreciate you every day. I've been reaching out to people that won their January stuff. I've heard back from 2 of them, so I know where I'm going in that direction. One more to hear back from. So, Ken, when I hear back from you, we'll make sure we get those out to you. So, looking forward to that. Um, Another side piece segment before I get into my list, and you'll probably want to mark that somewhere when I finally get into my list. But if you haven't checked, I did a video earlier this year about the Alabama Bourbon Drop, and I had an amazing time there. I didn't take a whole lot of video there because I was drinking and having a good time and stuff like that. But Bruzel happened to be out there and got to spend a lot of time with him. And it was really, really nice. He spent time with everyone out there. He was very giving of his time and just talking with people and having a great time. Spent a lot of time on a live with a lot of the content creators that we get together with and doing after hours from time to time or after dark. And he was very generous with his time there. He dropped a video today. I'll put that link in the description. Not just because I'm in the video and you really want to see me more, but it was just really neat. You get to kind of see what the bourbon drop is like that I didn't record portions. I gave you my feedback and what I got and things like that, but he kind of goes into the in-depth and you get to see more of the kind of bourbon carnival atmosphere. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. It was very well done. It was very cool to be on the premiere a little bit today. Thank you, Major Zero, for that. I was busy doing some stuff with my dad. Major Zero said, "Hey, you might want to check this out." So I was very happy to be on there for that. But check it out. Let me know your thoughts on that. And like I said, if you live in a state like Alabama where they do their year ends, it is literally a bourbon carnival. I mean, lots of great pours, food, people, cigars. I had a phenomenal time. Got to do an old Raleigh cigar there, with Bruzel, which was from a member of this channel, Eric Andrews. So I thought that was super cool moments. He got to try some of my stuff. I got to try some of his stuff. We got to try a lot of everybody else's stuff. So it was a lot of fun. So as you could also see, down to the last bit of the beard. And I don't know about you guys growing up, but I was a huge fan of Magnum PI. So Tom Selleck, this one's for you. Got on my Hawaiian shirt. Of course, it's got my cat on there, Nugget. My wife and son did that as a joke for Father's Day, but I absolutely love the shirt because of that. So it makes it for fun. Got in some amazing pours yesterday. Got in this Michter's 10-year single barrel from 2023. Got this Russell's 13. Got an Old Carter batch 15. And then a Baker's 13. 4 amazing pours here. And you can probably guess where they're from. Dave Vogel saying thank you. But then he also got me this incredible bottle right here. This is the Lucky 7 Amburana finish. So this is the New Yorker. It's coming in 117.4 proof, Amburana cask finish. I am a big Amburana cask finish. Bruisel, maybe not so much, but I am. And I just thought that this was an amazing bottle. I'm going to set this right here. And Dave, thank you very much. You've been an amazing supporter of this channel. I truly appreciate it. Also got a couple of different samples here, A, B, and C. This was from Too Tall Paul. I also got one coming in from the Bloody 81 Jesus. This was part of the Cowboys Dolphins game. So got some pictures from Jesus. I'll have some shortly from Too Tall Paul. Again, Jesus's pours are coming in, but Too Tall Paul did an awesome job. He gave me 2 of each, A, B, and C. Don't know what these are yet. Trying to figure out if I'm going to blind them or just ask them what they are. And maybe get an A, B, and C out to somebody else so they can enjoy it. I love how you did the blue wax on that. My assumption, you know what happens when you assume, but I'm kind of banking that was due to some cowboy colors there, which I think is very cool. So I love that you guys are awesome and cool with the bets. I love the jersey or shirt wearing bets. Even if I lose, which I probably, we have a tough one with Buffalo this week, but it's fun. It just adds a little different element and spirit to things. And I figured, you know what? I got these amazing pours in from Dave. Let me open up this Michter's 10-year. I'm going to be downstairs working in the basement a little bit today, getting stuff ready. Oh, man, I figure a nice pour from Dave would get me started there. Man, I get like confectioner's sugar, bubble gum, oak. Man. So that confectioner's sugar and that bubble gum kind of follow through. Got a little bit of grape on there. Getting a little bit of pepper, getting some of the oak. Amazing pour, Dave. Thank you very much. So if you want to mark it, here's where the fun begins. So in order to do the top 10, I can't say, oh, I'm going to get this, 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 and this. So let me tell you what I'm excluding from the list. Let's exclude the knowns. If there's a BTAC out there for MSRP or reasonable, specifically if it's an Eagle Rare 17 or a Sazerac 18, I'm going for it. I want to complete my BTAC collection. Any stags I find out there at a MSRP or reasonable price, I'm going to try to get those. Weller's, same thing. Jack Daniel barrel proof single barrels, getting a lot more volume out there. So if I find a gold label out there that I don't have at a proof point I don't have, I'm going to get it just because they've been putting out amazing products. Any of the A, B, or C, Elijah Craig or Larcenies for 2024, they'll be added to the bar. If I have an opportunity for an Old Fitz or birthday bourbon at MSRP or reasonable, going for it because I don't have a birthday bourbon yet. Russell's Reserve 13. Single Rick House Camp Nelson B this year, and there's also rumored to be a 15 coming out this year. If I find those at MSRP or slightly above, those are knowns that I'm going to go after. So, and there's probably some more I didn't name, but those are the ones that, I figured if I happen to see those out and they're reasonable, it's a no-brainer that it would be on there. But these are the 10 outside of that I'm going to say I'm targeting these for this year, that I want to add, to my collection or to pours. So maybe some other people out there can get some of these pours. I love sharing them. So these are the 10 that I said, okay, let's see how well I do. So let's see how well this video ages during the course of the year. And so I'll be hunting them at my local stores. Of course, Alabama Bourbon Drops. I'll be trying to maybe do some trades for some of them. If I can find something reasonable in trade or secondary, maybe I'll do that too. But I always want to try to find it in a store or at a drop somewhere first, because I know I'm going to get better pricing there. But here are the 10 that I'm going to be looking for. And there's no specific order to these. I just kind of looked through what's coming out this year, and I said, these are the ones that I look for. So the first one on the list may be a tough one. Old Forester 1924. So I'm a big Old Forester fan. I love the things that they do. An Old Forester 100 proof actually made my top 10 this year. So this 1924, I know it's going to be probably hard to find, but I'm hoping something like this will come out in the Alabama lottery early in the year, and maybe I'll have an opportunity to lose a night's sleep to get out there to get an MSRP, but we don't know. Next one on the list is Redwood Empire's Devil's Town. So I'm interested to see what this one's all about. I like Redwood Empire a lot. I want to try some of their different expressions during the year, and this will be one that's coming out early in the year, and I'll see if I can hunt that one down. Looking forward to that. If anybody's got any thoughts on some of these, and if you see anything on here or something else that's coming out that maybe I need to be on the lookout for, put it in the comments. I learn so much from you all every single day, and I appreciate you. Next one on the list, Michter's Celebration Sour Mash 2024. I love a good sour mash. Michter's makes an amazing product. That'll be one that I'm looking for this year. And this will probably come out, sometime February, March timeframe. So that'll be on my list of things to look at. One that I do not own yet, and I was talking with Eric Andrews last week, and he's a big fan of these, specifically the older ones, the Cream of Kentucky. Not to be confused with King of Kentucky, but there's a Cream of Kentucky 16-year coming out this year. That is one that I'm going to be on the lookout for, just because someone whose palate I trust says it's really good. He says the newer stuff's not as good as the old stuff. The older stuff is some of his favorites. I think he had like a 71 or 72 that he loved the best. But I'm thinking I need to have one of these, and that's something I'm looking forward to. Another one coming out, if you guys know, I do like and love some different cigar batches. I think that they offer some different complexities. They bring in some things that I like. I actually have two of them on my list that I'm going to be looking forward to. One is the Good Old Time Cigar Batch. So I'll be looking for that this year. If anybody's had, and I don't know if they've ever done any cigar batches. If they have, tell me what you think about them. But I'm looking forward to that because I think it'll be a neat addition to my cigar batches. I'm trying to build a little section. I've got a section of Amburana. I'd like to build a section now of cigar batches, and I think the Good Old Time Cigar would be a great addition to that. Next one on the list was one that blew me away last year, knew nothing about it. Eric Andrews had got me a bottle of this and then even got me a backup of this, and that's the Old Raleigh cigar. I absolutely fell in love with it. If things work out later this year, I'd love to get up there for the luncheon and have an opportunity to get it at the distillery with Eric. So we'll see how that works out, because I think it would be a whole lot of fun. But looking forward to trying to get a bottle of that. I am becoming a big fan of Lucky 7. So there's the Lucky 7 Holiday, and then there's this Lucky 7 New Yorker. Later in the year, they're going to have the Lucky 7, the Colonel. So like I said, I'm getting more and more into Lucky 7. I'm really, really enjoying their stuff, and I'm looking forward to seeing if I can get the Lucky 7, the Colonel. Like I said, these aren't going to be, especially the Lucky 7s, aren't going to be easy to find in my area. We don't see them in this area. So I'll probably have to reach out and extend myself a little bit to get that. But you've got to kind of have a map of the things that you want to do. Because if not, this is the one thing I guess that Troy from Baker Drinks, he's got plans on things. Where Laura's kind of more like me, just kind of chaos driven. Hey, I show up and here's what we do and here's what we got. On this one, on certain things, I've got to make a plan. If not, I'm going to go so far off the rabbit hole. I'm going to look like Jeffy and Family Circus running all around. So I got to put a plan together. So Lucky 7, the Colonel. The next one I'm looking forward to, and it's going to be at the tail end of the year, is going to be the Barrel Bourbon New Year 2025. I am a big fan of Barrel Bourbon. I know 36 is coming out this year. 35 I thought was an excellent bottle, and I absolutely loved it. But I've never had any of their New Year's stuff, so I'm going to target the 2025 New Year stuff, which should be probably coming around about Thanksgiving time. So it's still months in advance, but keeping it on the list of things I'm going to do. Number 9. Now this one will probably be a harder one, and this one probably should be in the this should be your pickup every time you have the opportunity. But it's a new love for me this year. And I know they're difficult to get, and it's going to be tougher to find, but I think I can find one, over the course when they finally come out. And that's the Four Roses 2024 limited edition. I absolutely fell in love with 2023. It turned my perception around on Four Roses. Then I had a store pick just recently from the bottle shop that turned me around on it too. So Four Roses is now, we're dead in center, and so I'm exploring them more. And I would love to have a 2024 this late in the year to compare versus 2023 if I don't drink through it all or give it all away before then. But we'll see, because I tend to do those things. Next one is one that I'm just getting into. Is I'm looking at some of the little books. Little Book Chapter 8 is going to be coming out, probably November-ish time frame. I don't have any currently on my bar. Chapter 7, a lot of people really, really liked, but I'm on the hunt for that 7 right now. But I'd love to get Chapter 8 because I'd like to start getting some of those. I'm a big fan of the Booker stuff too. Some of it's good, some of it's very good. So I like to collect those as well. But the Little Book is now one that's kind of on my radar that I'm like, 2024, I'm going to get it. So quick recap. Outside of the duhas, you better grab it if it's at MSRP or close. The top 10 that I'm focusing on this year: Old Forester 1924, Redwood Empire Devil's Town, Michter's Celebration Sour Mash 2024, Cream of Kentucky 16 Year, Good Old Time Cigar, Old Raleigh Cigar Batch, Lucky 7 the Colonel, Barrel Bourbon New Year 2025, Four Roses 2024 Limited Edition, and Little Book Chapter 8. So we'll see how well this ages at the end of this year, which seems like a long ways away. But man, this past year flew, and see where we turn out. But thank you guys for everything you do. You guys make this so much fun. Dave, man, I have got so many good samples from you that if I didn't have all the bottles that I did and I just had samples from you, I would be a very, 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 very happy man. So thank you so very much for that. And this Lucky 7, absolutely can't wait to get that. Too Tall Paul, thank you for honoring that. And thank you for getting some out here, which I'm sure I'm going to get into some other people's hands just because bourbon is sharing. And originally Paul said, hey, he wanted to send something into the show for somebody else to try some stuff. So I'm going to figure this out, even though it's got some blue cowboy wax on there. And maybe it'll get into the hands of a cowboy fan. I don't know, but we'll see. But most importantly, if you're working today, I hope your work day goes by fast. If you're off, I hope your off time with family and friends goes slow. Cheers and God bless. Y'all have an amazing day.